Hello, my name is Jason Cosman, and today we're going to be talking about notifications and best practices around displaying additional information to our customers within the form itself. Traditionally, we've used alerts, and this is true before CRM 2013, and it's a really intrusive method for our users. Alerts aren't something that's unique to the CRM ecospace, but it's really more something that's been around for websites and I'm sure you've seen it. It's something that really it forces a pop-up and it really takes over control of your whole browser, which is something that we don't want, right? We want our customers to be immersed in our product and technology. We want them inside of CRM in the form, able to do their job with no pop-ups, with no different experience. And it's all about this immersion. And if we've looked at how Microsoft has been trending, they've been trending for less and less pop-ups. I know there's still some examples of when pop-ups are used inside of CRM, but for the most part, Microsoft has worked very hard to not break that immersion for our customers. So let's actually go ahead and take a look at what an alert looks like inside of CRM. It's pretty standard. So we actually get a pop-up and it says whatever I want it to say, but essentially I said this is a standard alert. And there's different types of alerts, but this is something that actually breaks my immersion. It forces me to respond to it before anything else. So luckily for us, Microsoft in CRM 2013 released a much better method of communicating with our customers. And this is called form notifications. And it is beautiful. So there's two different methods, and I've actually loaded up MSDN here. There's two different methods. You're able to set a form notification, and you're able to clear a form notification. So when you're actually setting a form notification, there's three things it's looking for. First off, a message. So what is the text? What do you want to display to our customer and convey? The second item is the level. So there's actually three distinct types of messages we can send to our customer. Number one, errors. Number two, warnings. And number three, info. And the third item is a unique identifier. So when we actually go ahead and use the clear form notification, we're able to identify the one that they fixed. So let's say that we had some validation to make sure the phone number was correct and they entered it incorrectly. Well, instead of putting a pop-up saying that you've done it wrong, we can actually go ahead and use some notifications, this form notification. And it's definitely worth noting that there's two different levels we can use this on. We can use this on the overall form level, and we can also use it on the attribute level. So this is something that's really nice, and it gives us a little bit of flexibility, which is great to see. So let's go ahead and go back into our CRM. We're actually going to go ahead and look at our form editor, and we're actually going to add some JavaScript for this. So when I go into my form editor, I'm going to go to my form properties. I have a JavaScript file already created. I'm going to zoom in here so you can actually see the code. And as it is today, we see the alert that I showed you earlier. So let's go ahead and delete that. I've prepared some script for this. So I'm going to actually go ahead and copy and paste this in, and then we'll talk about it. So I have three different alerts for this. I have an info one, which is again, let's show what the info message looks like. We have a warning message. We have an error message. And then, last but not least, I'm actually going to throw an error message on one of the fields itself to show you what that's going to look like. So now that we have that done, I have to zoom out so I can take back control of my form. Let's go ahead and save the form in my customizations, and let's publish it. So once it's published, we'll close this off and we'll refresh the page. Because if you noticed, it actually happens on the onload event. When it's refreshing, I expect to see my error messages on the top of the form. It's now loaded, and look, so here we actually have our info message with a nice little blue eye or exclamation mark. A warning message is a yellow exclamation mark, and an error is a red X. But it is important to note that this is a first in, first out system. So if you remember from my code, I actually went ahead and did the info message first. So as you add new messages, it actually appends it on top. So that's something that's important to note. And again, I added an error for my business phone. So just like when we actually have required fields, so this is actually something that I didn't add, but if I leave this, it'll say this is a required field. You must provide your last name. So if I do that, it clears it, and actually this is using the same JavaScripting methods that Microsoft has provided to us. So I'm going to go ahead and post the source code as well as the links to the MSDN article for this. I hope on my blog. So I hope you found this useful and informative. Thank you very much. Have a great day.